Good morning, students. In our last video, we have discussed about potable water and waterborne diseases, means the infectious diseases which spread by water. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss about the purification of the water and the method of purification of water. So, when we were discussing about these waterborne diseases, I have told you that we need a pure water which should be colorless, odorless and transparent, and also free from harmful chemicals and microorganisms. So to achieve this, uh, we adapt various methods on small scales as in our households and in large scales also. So these methods are called as purification of water. So it involves the removal of impurities like bacteria, solid substances, mud, sand, etc., and changes this harmful water into cleaner. This is the diagram of a purification plant. So in cities, what happens? The water is received from the rivers and lakes. So it has suspended impurities and it is not potable. So what happens in purification plant? The water is purified and via a tap system it enters into the individual homes. Okay, the first process you can see, it is a sedimentation tank. So here two processes are there, sedimentation and decantation. So this is achieved by first what happens, it water is allowed to settle here and the bigger chunks of impurities, they settle down at the bottom of the tank. Then what happens, the upper water is collected in, and again there is some chemicals like potash alum is added to increase the rate of sedimentation. Then what happens, again this sedimented water is collected into the filtration tank. Here again what happens, filtration process happens. Then it is the process of separating a solid from a liquid by passing through filter bed. Okay, so what happens in this process, the finer particles of dust are separated and only water passes through it. Then what happens, the water further goes into the chlorination tank or the third tank, as you can see in this third tank, chlorination tank. Then what happened here, chlorine gas is added or chlorine tablet or bleaching powder is added, so by which what happens, water it becomes free from the harmful microorganisms, and then it is collected into overhead tank. From overhead tank again further supply of water is there. In homes also we boil water. So boiling of water for at least 15 minutes or by using water filters are the methods which we use in household to purify water. Okay. We also use water purifiers or RO system in homes. Okay. So in RO system what happens, there is 3-stage purification. First, water is filtered through candle filter, and in second what happens, it passes through the activated charcoal which absorbs the impurities, and third and final by it passes through a UV lamp. So what happens, the my germs are killed by these and the water becomes safe for drinking. Another method is the reverse osmosis or RO system. So in which what happens, the water is forced to pass through a semi-permeable membrane and which leads to the potable water, or we can get potable water by this process. But one main drawback is that so many water is left as the uh, during the process, which is not fit for drinking. So such methods can be used or are used in the packaged water which we are getting, okay, or which we get for drinking. Another methods which are used for purification of water are ozonization and aeration. So by aeration, harmful microorganisms are killed which are present in water. Okay, so in this method what happens, air is under pressure is passed through water and water gets purified. Another is ozonization. So ozone is also used to sterilize water. Now let's see another method of distillation. Now distilled water is used in lab activities. It's actually a tasteless water. Okay, why? Because if you can see here, so this shows the process of distillation. So here is a burner in which the solution, water solution is boiled, and as a result what happens, the water vapor only rise and the residue remains here in this flask. The water vapor again is passed and is condensed while passing through this condenser, and what happens, the pure water you can get. So this water is free from any kind of gases and impurities. So such water is tasteless. Okay, because the taste of the water greatly depends upon the minerals and other gases dissolved in it, but in distilled water none of it is present. Now let's see take a break question, page number 75. The liquid that dissolves a solute is called a solvent. Substances that do not dissolve in water are called insoluble substances. A solution which cannot dissolve any more of the solute, saturated solution. Water which is fit for consumption is called potable water. A state of frequent loose or liquid stools is called diarrhea. The particulate impurities left behind on a filter paper is called residue. Now let's see the importance of water for sustenance of life on earth. So it is the basic requirement, and it is needed for the body fluid in transporting the materials, and also it is an also important important for the activities and in agriculture and other industrial activities. So there is a need of conserving water. So excessive use of water, which has led to now a problem of a shortage of water. So we need to conserve water. Now there are so many steps to conserve water. So first we should be very particular to save water. Like we should use water that much only what is needed, and if tap should not be left running while brushing the teeth and bathing also or washing clothes. So farmers can use better methods for irrigation like drip irrigation, and dams and reservoirs should be constructed, and rainwater harvesting should be practiced, and so on. Okay,